Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Blair Best. We're in for record-breaking heat this week. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here with what is now the hottest day of the year, Joe.
And Blair, it's only going to get hotter over the next couple of days. Highs throughout much of the metro area are anywhere from 99 to 100 degrees. Yeah, a widespread triple-digit heat. Take a look at Troutdale. You're looking at a reading of 105 degrees. Come tomorrow afternoon, Blair, we could be looking at temperatures that warm. I'm forecasting our temperatures a little bit warmer from what we were forecasting just 24 hours ago, but 101 over in parts of Washington County. You can see over in parts of southwest Washington, you're starting to see the heat as well. It's actually cooler along the east side of the state, and even along the Oregon coast, you're seeing very abnormally warm temperatures for this time of year. So highs topped out at 101 in Portland. Now the record for today is 102. There's a chance we could see our temperatures jump up a little bit warmer heading into the next couple of hours. 101 over in McMinnville. A lot of these will be record-breaking temperatures by the end of the night. In fact, here in just the next hour or so, we should be seeing some of the temperatures gradually cool off, but overnight lows aren't going to be cooling off at all. Take a look at some of these readings over the next 3 days. Again, 106 for your Monday, 104 for Tuesday, 102 heading into the early part of the week as well. Again, lots of watches and warnings, excessive heat watches and warnings, heat advisories throughout the Oregon coast, and of course the big one is going to be that red flag warning that's pretty much in place throughout much of the west side of the state. We'll talk more about that and when things will start to cool off here in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. Well, with those temperatures reaching triple digits today, metro counties are trying to accommodate people in need. Cooling shelters and overnight centers are open across the area. Let's bring in Thomas Schultz. And Thomas, county officials are expecting a large turnout.
Yeah, Blair, they are. Multnomah County opened 3 daytime cooling centers along with libraries in the mall for people escaping the heat today. Clackamas County has 2 overnight shelters open and many cooling centers. And in Washington County, a couple of overnight shelters are now open in Beaverton and Hillsborough.
We actually have a lot of locations that we're sort of setting up, some as cooling centers, but also just places that people normally go.
Dozens of volunteers across the Portland metro area are welcoming hundreds of people looking for an air-conditioned place to avoid the heat. 3 Multnomah County daytime cooling centers are stocked with water and snacks. 2 are in Gresham, the other in Old Town. These are coupled with libraries and the Lloyd Center, open to people looking for shelter.
If the forecast stays the way that it is, though, I wouldn't be surprised to see this be more than a one-day event.
Voss says Multnomah County usually relies on the National Weather Service Heat Index to determine if cooling shelters are needed. He says weather conditions didn't meet the usual criteria to open centers this weekend, but the county decided to open them anyway. One reason was because of the lengthy extreme heat expected.
The first day event is not as risky as the 3rd, 4th, 5th, because heat really just has a compounding concern that we've got to deal with.
As of Sunday afternoon, no overnight centers were open in Multnomah County. In Washington County, 2 overnight shelters opened Sunday morning.
So it's important for folks to stay inside with air conditioning, drink lots of water.
Roots says county employees are surveying areas where homeless people are known to congregate to alert them of the shelters. She expects the county will serve dozens of people over the next few days.
We have never hit capacity. We've served probably 100 people. So if we did hit a point where we truly were at capacity at both locations, we would hotel people.
Now, for people in need of transportation to those centers, TriMet is offering free rides to people going to the cooling shelters. People can also call 211 if they're in need of transportation. Blair?
All right, Thomas, thank you. Well, meanwhile, health officials say now is the time to make a plan for you and your loved ones, to make sure you have the supplies that you need and a cool place to go, and to know the signs that heat is starting to affect you. It can be worse, experts say, in the very young and the elderly. Now, symptoms of heat-related illness include nausea, vomiting, a high temperature, and increased heart rate. If you have AC but are worried about your bill, you may be able to get financial support. Call 211 for more on that. Multnomah County has also been working to give out air conditioners to underserved communities, especially since the deadly heat dome back in 2021 that killed 107 people in Oregon. And one more quick note for those of you in Portland who plan to get your garbage, recycling, and compost out this week. Waste management crews are planning to start around 6 in the morning to get their routes done before it really heats up. Well, we'll keep on top of this extreme heat as long as it lasts. Your latest forecast and weather headlines are available anytime on KGW.com and the KGW app. And tonight, the heartbreak continues in Hawaii, where now 93 people have died after a wildfire on Maui tore through the town of Lahaina, making it the deadliest wildfire in the U.S. in more than a century. This comes as people with missing loved ones are now asked to provide DNA samples to help match and identify the bodies found. The state also now confirming that emergency sirens were not activated as the wildfire ripped through the town. And though we've seen so much destruction and heartache, we've also seen so much heart from those coming together in the aftermath. Tom Yamas has details.
Tonight, the power of the wildfires that are burning in Maui being met with an equal force, not seen but felt. The massive volunteer and charity effort, all part of the Ohana spirit, the life force that fuels this island chain. It means if you're here, you're family.
And what is the Ohana spirit?
Ohana is Ohana means family. You do whatever you can to help out your family.
That love and care playing out across Hawaii.
We're connected by, one vision, all helping each other out.
Put into practice here by volunteers like Layla Larson, gathering supplies for those who lost everything.
Maui is coming in strong. Maui is coming together.
Postal worker Mara Gomes still delivering mail, making sure despite the tragedy, this community stays connected.
What's been the toughest part so far?
The toughest part is seeing all the families not here that I used to wave at, or the two little kids up the street run to me and grab their mail.
Also not forgotten, beloved pets displaced by the fires. Maui Humane Society's Katie Shannon and her team working around the clock, providing food, medicine, and medical care.
We know that rebuilding Maui and rebuilding Hawaii in this is going to take an island. And so what we are trying to do is to work together as much as possible.
One island coming together and embracing everyone as family.
And you can be a part of that family by making a donation to the KGW Northwest Response Fund. We're partnering with the American Red Cross on this. Red Cross volunteers are on the island, opening shelters and providing evacuees with a safe place to stay. You can text the word FIRE to the number on your screen. That's 503-226-5088. And we'll text you back with a link to donate to the fund. You can also donate in person at any local U.S. bank.